3个亲子鉴定的结果，就像是一把把的刀插进我的心脏。16年的感情付出，15年的婚姻，3个孩子竟然没有一个是我的亲生骨肉。
Hello everyone, my name is Chen Ji-xiang. I was born in 1977 in Huaqiao Town, Dexing City, Shangrao, Jiangxi Province. My father worked for the De Mao Mountain Construction Company, and my mother was a family-supporting worker. Our family didn't own any land and survived on meager wages to raise me, my 3 older sisters as well as my grandparents. Life was extremely difficult. Starting from elementary school graduation, I spent every winter and summer vacation working at construction sites, carrying bricks, hauling sand, moving cement, just to scrape together enough money for tuition. Because of long-term physical strain, my parents' health was never very good. After graduating from vocational high school, I went to Hangzhou with my classmates and worked as a waiter at a hotel. My monthly salary was only 600 yuan. Later, I returned to my hometown to learn a trade. I studied auto repair and also got a driver's license. In 2000, I went back to Hangzhou to work again. I drove small vans, sedans, freight trucks, and concrete mixers in industries like clothing stores, auto parts markets, and construction companies. In 2007, I was introduced to my girlfriend Yuxia through a mutual acquaintance. Our 2 families lived very close, only separated by a river. At the end of 2007, we got our marriage certificate. In August 2008, our first child was born. 1 month before the child was born, I quit my job and returned home. I was happy, but I also felt a greater sense of responsibility, so I worked even harder. I upgraded my license to an A1 and found a job driving semi-trucks. Though driving was hard, the pay was good. In March 2011, our second child was born. As always, I was in charge of earning money and she was in charge of the household. Yuxia was always very frugal. She would wear the same piece of clothing for 5 or 6 years. She hardly ever bought skincare products, nor did she wear makeup. I also wore very cheap clothes and shoes while working. Only during the Spring Festival would she buy me a new outfit and shoes worth a few hundred yuan, saying I had worked hard all year. That moved me deeply. At that time, both of us focused wholeheartedly on our home and children, just to give the family and kids a better life. Since I was often working outside, I didn't get to spend much time with her, and I felt guilty about it. So financially, I tried to make up for it. I gave her all of my earnings, keeping only a small portion for daily expenses. Once the money was in her hands, I never asked how she spent it. Because taking care of the children required more energy, I decided to buy a van and run a local taxi business. When buying the car, I asked her how much money she had. She said not much, most had been used for the kids and household expenses. In the end, she gave me only 8,000 yuan. I didn't think much of it and borrowed the rest from friends and my sister to buy the car. But the money I earned only covered daily expenses, we couldn't save anything. So in 2014, I went to Shenyang to work at a cabinet factory owned by Yuxia's cousin. By the end of that year, the 2 of us had saved 90,000 yuan. I was overjoyed, thinking that after another 2 years of hard work, we could build our own house. But she was very reluctant to go out and work. Maybe it was because working outside was too hard, or maybe she couldn't bear to leave the children. I couldn't convince her, so we opened a cabinet store and set up a small workshop at home. But she rarely went out to negotiate business deals. Every day she just stayed in the store playing cards with neighbors, aunties, and old ladies. Naturally, the store's income couldn't cover its expenses. We struggled to keep it going for 2 years.
17年年底，她又怀孕了，在家养胎。我再次出门打工，一边家里有我父亲造房子，造房子包括装修的花费将近50万，全部是由贷款和借的。还有我这2年的工作，为了尽快偿还这些债务，我每天只能拼命的工作，不小心从驾驶舱摔了下来，整整3个月，每天吃饭夹菜都要用手托着， 我还是一样每天干活，只是为了这个家。每天只是抹着药水，贴着膏药，医院都不舍得去看一眼。
After 2021, while I was working in Suzhou, she said she wanted to go there with someone else to do construction work. I advised her not to go. I said we didn't have any capital, still had debts to repay here, and couldn't afford any losses. I told her I didn't mind working hard and asked her to just stay home and take care of the kids. But she went to Suzhou behind my back. After that, she often didn't answer my calls, or she would hang up or have her phone turned off. On March 1, 2022, the same thing happened. She told me she was going to sleep, even though it was still early in the evening. I checked our home surveillance system and found she never came home. I then called her mother, who said she wasn't at home either. I used the phone's tracking system and discovered she was already at a hotel in Suzhou, Zhejiang.
我当时就赶到那个宾馆门外，等了整整一夜。第二天早上的时候，才发现他和情妇2个人一起退房。我当时气急了，上去就给了他们一人一耳光。16年的感情，15年的夫妻关系，在那一刻土崩瓦解，内心绝望无比。
You know, I thought that no matter how badly the adults had behaved, the children were innocent. Just as I was preparing to forgive my wife and let her return to the family, she picked another fight with me and ran off again with her lover. She blocked all of my contact methods and told our eldest daughter that after the divorce, she only wanted the eldest and the youngest child. When I got home, I discovered that she had transferred all the living expenses I sent her last year to her lover, and even secretly took out loans of over 300,000 yuan to give to her ex-husband.
最终理智战胜了感情，想到他出轨后的绝情表现以及过分的行为，我想想再也回不了从前。于是我先后给3个孩子做了亲子鉴定，打算和平离婚。是我的孩子，我就留下来好好抚养。2022年4月26号，老3的亲子鉴定结果出来了。我就立即去了余霞的母亲家里，和余霞母亲说，叫她把女儿叫回来商量解决问题。但是她妈妈看到我就直接拿雨伞打我，后我用手抵挡，她妈因为没站稳坐在地上，造成腿骨骨裂。当时她妹妹就报了警，后续她妈妈以故意伤害报案。从6月1号开始，我就举报候审。5月12号，老大和老2的亲子鉴定结果出来了。我再也忍受不了。这是这么痛的打击，没有任何一个人能够承受这种痛苦。16年的感情付出，15年的婚姻，3个孩子竟然没有一个是我的亲生骨肉。在6月6号媒体报道采访的通话录音当中，他竟然还说，不是亲生的有什么关系， 我出生了。孩子教了我10几年的爸爸不是一样吗？血缘关系有那么重要？
中秋节前，我还带着买来的月饼，在孩子放学的路上等他们。没想到，孩子竟然看到我，竟然扭着头走。我把他拦下来，他竟然说不想和我说话，没话和我说，直接扭头就走了。
In the early hours of May 28th, despite knowing that my father had a stroke in 2000 and had been on medication ever since, Yuxia still brought her lover to my house with firecrackers, endangering the safety of my parents and their property. I called the police. The next day, my father was hospitalized. The doctors diagnosed him with a heart attack, acute stress disorder, and stage 2 hypertension. Currently, the intentional injury case involving Yuxia's mother and the legal supervision application I submitted regarding the firecracker incident are both pending. I hope to receive legal assistance. I believe justice may be delayed, but it will never be absent.
16 years of marriage and 3 paternity tests revealed the most brutal truth. For the sake of his family, Chen Jixiang worked tirelessly, endured hardship, and gave everything, only to receive betrayal from his wife, alienation from the children, and even legal prosecution. Some say a man's tragedy doesn't come from not having money, but from trusting the wrong person. He trusted his wife and his family, yet ended up with nothing, not even the title of father, which was cruelly stripped away. And Yuxia? She not only cheated and transferred money to her lover, but also turned around and accused Chen Jixiang, dragging him into a criminal case. Is she just a pitiful woman swayed by passion, or a calculating manipulator? The collapse of this family is not only a man's tragedy, but also a stark reflection on human nature and responsibility. What do you think? Does it matter if they're not biologically yours? Does that argument really hold water? If you were Chen Jixiang, what would you do? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. I truly look forward to hearing your voice. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode.